I mean, got the stuff going on here, man. Alright, hey, it's Ayama. I am a flower. Welcome back to my channel. And where I am rebuilding my self-concept and living the life that I want to live. It's been a while. It's been a long while. Things have been happening. Lots of things. Internally, externally, it's been a lot. So I've been like really away from YouTube. Today I want to talk about self-love. And self-love is not a I think I'm really starting to tap into self-love. But I also think that self-love is not a destination, but rather it's a journey. I mean, you can say that for a lot of things, but I really do think that it is more of a journey because, and I think there are also levels to it. I think when self-love is talked about, it's often referred in ways that are physical, tangible. Let me give an example. So, seeing self-love, other people talk about self-love, and I mean, say they're just influencers, you know? Influencers, people who have their brands, not necessarily product brands, but you know, just a identity brand. When self-love is talked about, I think oftentimes it is talked in ways that are tangible, meaning doing your hair, having a spa day, taking time for skincare, things of that sort. And there's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, there's levels to it, or different forms of self-love. But I think a form of self-love that is not so widely talked about or given an example, which is fair enough why it's not, because this isn't something that you can show or present to other people or an audience specifically. This type of self-love is that I'm referring to is more personal. So this self-love is going to only really affect yourself and whoever you bestow this upon. And specifically, I want to say is boundaries. Boundaries, I think, are a form of self-love. And I say that because I have been essentially doing that, setting boundaries, doing things for myself, you know, like if I did this for someone, would they do it for me? And I know that can sound pretty selfish, I understand, but it comes to a point where it's like, what am I receiving out of this, you know? And I don't think setting boundaries has to be such a visceral, it doesn't have to be such a harsh decision. I think it can be something that is communicated about, but the reactions towards it, regardless of either way, is very dependent on who or what it is, you know, you're setting the boundary upon. Um, I know for me specifically that I have a history of people pleasing inside and outside, definitely outside, and inside my family. I I have a track record of it, of putting myself aside for someone else's need. And I think this is especially towards or in a space where there are other people who could do the same but don't, you know? And it's not to say that I don't get a thank you here or a thank you there. I do, but that paired up with others' carelessness, inconsideration, what is perceived to me is as inconsiderate, pisses me off. And then I feel like at times I feel expected, because I'm the only other person doing said thing. It almost feels like as if I'm expected to do this thing. At first, I do it out of consideration, right? Because I see, you may need help, right? You have a lot on your plate. I can see that you're tired. I do it because I see that, and I'm like, maybe you'd like a break. And at times sometimes I enjoy it because I also get some alone time in it. But like I said, it comes to a point where it feels like almost as if I'm expected to do it, and not just from who I'm helping, but from the others around me that benefit from it. And I mean, there's more behind it, and I've had my own rundown with it, and I'm still am on am I crazy for doing this? Am I selfish for doing this? But it's really what have I asked for, right? Or I won't say that I'm not spoiled, but I'm not a brat about it. I'm not a brat about it. I can be aware of what's going on around me. I know, if there's something that I want or I need, I will withhold that information. I won't share that just because I may see someone is having a hard time, or they don't need this extra thing on this plate, even if they are obviously doing fine. I have my own needs. I have my own wants, but I don't ever voice it. And if I do voice it, then it doesn't get perceived, or I don't get the reception that I need out of it. And sometimes said reception is not, it's not just it doesn't just lack in what I need, but sometimes it can be discouraging. And so it comes to a point that's all right, so when do I get to win, And it's just, self-love is boundaries, all right? Self-love is boundaries. And sometimes the situation can be pretty good, right? Living circumstances or whatever can be good, but internally it's detrimental. Others may not see that, but you yourself may. And I have. And I think it's really just kind of coming into light, because it's really hard to just to sit through that. Now, I will say with boundaries, setting them, like I said, they don't have to be placed harsh. They could be, gently communicated, but the reactions towards them vary, and I think they also vary depending on how hard set said boundary is. But as a healing people pleaser, I am trying my very best to do that, to place down boundaries. Some people may be mad about it, some may not care, some may be very supportive of it, but setting a boundary is for the purpose of what is best for me in this moment. What is it that I need? Do I need this person to not speak on my relationships? Do I need this person to maybe stay out of my work life? Do I need space away from them? Do I actually need physical space from them? A boundary is meant to protect you. It's meant to give you the space for you to heal. And then maybe you could go back. Visit. But at the very least, a boundary is there for you to heal and then grow. And that is precisely what I am doing. It may be hard to do so at first, but if you have things lined up, setting a boundary, it'll be bad. It may be bad at first, but believe it will get better. And remember, the boundary is for your betterment. We don't just put boundaries just to be mean about it because this person's mean and I don't like them and I don't like their attitude and they think they're all that. We don't just place boundaries to do that. We place boundaries when we are being attacked, when we are putting others above ourselves, especially if we're doing that back to back. It's not good. But I think that's just all I want to say about self-love, or at least for boundaries on self-love. Because it is. You're putting yourself first. Because as they say, if you can't help yourself, how can you help others? But I hope y'all have a good day, a good evening, a good night. I won't divulge quite yet of what's going on with my situation. Just know that if I come back, I come back. If I don't, I don't. But I want to come back because this whole thing is essentially it's a biography. It's a documentary of my life, my journey. So, and I want to have proof of this. You know, I want to see the progress. But I will check out maybe for a little bit I have the best thoughts for, or encouragement for myself. So, like I said, if I come back, I come back. If I don't, I don't. But this is a documentary. So, if you take anything from this, remember, you got to figure out who it is you are now, and then who it is that you want to be. And envision it. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Remember, build it, believe it, live it. Okay? So, I'll see y'all later.